China's winning 39-1 in nuclear reactor construction. It's amazing to me that we talk about as a country wanting on the one political aspect to improve green energy and low carbon, which nuclear certainly is, and China, who's often touted as this solar wind country, has under construction 39 nuclear reactors. The BM1 did a great video on this. I'm not going to repeat it here. Go give it a look if you want to see the details. And how many does the United States currently have under construction? 1. China's winning 39-1. And yet, it's actually worse than that, because the one reactor is the natrium reactor that I did my entire long class project on, and really suggest you listen to it, because as you're going to hear in a second, not because I'm psychic, because I do good engineering, was right about a lot of things yet to come. But that one reactor is not going to put out but a quarter of the power that the Chinese reactors are, so it's really 39 to 0.25. Why is that? Well, I talk about it in my main video. A lot of it's industrial capacity. We just don't have enough people to even keep our nuclear carriers, refit them, and keep them current. If you wanted to say today, I'm going to massively increase the defense budget and I want to double the number of carriers out there, we couldn't do it. We don't have the people who can do it. And nuclear is going to have to be part of the equation going forward, but it's an incredible illustration of how we're starting from a standing stop, trying to move forward. And I'm going to play a short clip here of my discussion of fuel. Understand that the fuel issue has already pushed the completion date of the natrium reactor to 33. But having said that, you saw I had some red on there. Well, the red comes from the uranium supply. This does not use the uranium of traditional reactors. It needs a more highly enriched uranium. This, in and of itself, is not a bad thing. In fact, one can argue, in terms of the spent fuel being a little less radioactive, its ability to reuse some spent fuel from the original reactors, it's a good thing. But the U.S. lost this capability. For reasons that were largely political, we shut down our efforts in this area in the 1990s. I'm going to skip the politics of it, but it means we're playing catch up. And there's a law that says we have to stop getting our uranium of this type from Russia by 2028. Now, the good news is the Department of Energy is on this. They have funded a couple of contractors, and there's a third who does not the full 20%, but 10% enrichment. So the U.S. has taken this issue seriously, and they are developing the sources, and it's being funded just like this reactor research. It's being funded for real. The question is this fuel availability going to be in sufficient quantity and be ramped up in time to meet when the reactor is ready? Maybe. Obviously, my crystal ball wasn't way off. So, the natrium reactors are great. It's the first of a kind. I am very proud of my video. But as I highlighted in there, it's got a lot of risks to it. And there is no guarantee that it's going to be the solution. Getting it right on the first time almost never happens. And it's dumbfounding to me that we have none of the more conventional reactors under construction. To a certain extent, from my own prior videos, I shouldn't be, because this is all about financing, right? We've had some cost overruns, and frankly, the activist community points to say, oh, look how expensive nuclear reactors are. Nuclear reactors are so expensive because we've lost the ability to do major construction projects. It's going to take time to rebuild it.
That includes building out the grid if we want to do that. That includes integrating that with large battery. It's a issue of project management, system engineering, and logistics. It is not this tech is too expensive or that tech is too expensive. If you look at the numbers in the BM1, China is doing it for $2 million for energy measurement versus the US 15. I'm going to spot that the Chinese are playing with their numbers, all right? And I'm going to triple their number. It's still, they're doing it twice as cheap and probably more. And that's not isolated to reactors, right? As I said in my video, and I'm going to play a short clip here, remember the rotary phone versus smartphone analogy. The truth of the matter is, the US in so many ways is still making rotary phones.
And when I'm talking about risks, I'm not talking about Chernobyl. This reactor, this system is very, very different than Chernobyl. When I'm looking at the risks, things that cause me to lose sleep over a thing like this is, do we have enough welders who can do this? There is a lot of engineering capability that the United States has lost. One of the things in looking at this project, Penn State was allowed me to get and look at some articles that I might not normally have been able to afford. This is going to sound kind of repetitive, but China's doing a lot of good work in this area. And the papers, I haven't used their data in it because it's not apples to the US, but it's pretty clear from reading them that they're not just at the prototype stage. They've moved on and are trying to find ways to make it a reliable production system.
So I want to end this video with you stepping back, and this is going to be part of a series of videos I'm going to do to talk about the state of energy, I'm going to throw in some military stuff because, as unpleasant as it may be for some, military strategy, military systems are very applicable to any discussion about the climate. And when you look at that it through these eyes, you can see we have a long road to hoe. And we want to do it largely. The American public is behind it. You're going to see how it's not really a money issue, but we want it yesterday, and it's not going to happen not only in 5 years, but unfortunately, 2050, if you gave me all the money in the world, it couldn't happen. It couldn't happen. So let's explore this together. This is going to be a series of videos. You can see natrium's a good start, but it's merely a drop in the bucket. We don't even know if that drop is going to evaporate before we're able to start pouring more in. Take care all.